So I speak a lot. I do a lot of talking. I don't do this type of talking. This is a first for me. So I'm a little nervous. It's kind of weird to be a little nervous when you talk for a living. My husband often has to remind himself that I get paid to talk for a living, and that's why I do it so much. But the thing about what I do morning radio, if you guys don't know, Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's on Movie 92.5. Yeah, great. We have some listeners. That's cool. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. We're like, we've been number one forever in this market, but we're in over 40 cities now, which is really cool. Yeah, not too bad for a kid from 700 people, big town. I said that backwards, but you know what I meant. That had one road and no stoplight, still no stoplight. There's a guy named Buzzy Bootin' and there's a guy named Walkin' Rodney. None of that is a lie. The bartender at my wedding stirred drinks with her finger. That's the kind of classy place I'm from. So, I need to have a clicker so I can do these things. I'm also new to PowerPoint. Let's see. So I've made a career from being myself, right? So we're going to talk about being yourself because that's kind of what I'm an expert on. And I will say, I think we have our morning show. There we are. Ooh, look at us. Aren't we sexy? For morning radio. That's always the thing. Like, you guys are so good looking for radio. Yeah, thanks. And you know what? I've always been this sexy. I just want to tell you, at a very young age, I realized that I wasn't going to be a cool kid. I don't know if you can tell what the markers of that were. But I can tell you there was one moment in particular that really has always stuck out for me, and it was when I was on a bus in junior high. I think I was in 8th or 9th grade, and I was sitting at the front of the bus, and if you remember kind of like bus etiquette, cool kids did not sit in the front of the bus. And I was sitting with my best friend, and it was like a hot, sticky summer day, and I had my jean shorts on, and I had my like Looney Tunes gangster shirt with bugs kind of going like that. Because my mom was always trying to get me in bodysuits, and I refused. And from the back came flying up an egg salad sandwich. Yeah, right towards our heads. But instead of hitting our heads, which I think actually would have been better, it hit the back seat in front of us and splattered all over us. And getting mayonnaise off your glasses is really hard. Especially when you're just now going to school and you smell like a hard-boiled egg for the rest of the day. And I knew in that moment that I was not going to be cool, right? That I never was going to be cool, obviously. And this is me. I was pregnant with my second baby here. I didn't put that outfit together on purpose, if you didn't guess. But it's what I showed up to work in. And the egg salad sandwich didn't make me realize that I wasn't cool, because I love myself. I've always loved myself. I think I'm pretty rad. It made me realize what the popular kids were doing, right? So like the people who were trying to fit in weren't making decisions based on what made themselves happy. They were making decisions based on what they thought would make other people happy. And that is a real problem, because now you're deciding your life based on other people's opinions, and that sucks. And I feel like it's never been as much of an issue as the social media world, right? As soon as we got introduced to this social media world, we all started editing our pictures and filtering our pictures, and we're bombarded with our own image all the time, and we're able to judge ourselves, and our nose is too big, and our right eye's wonky, and our stomach sucks, and our thighs rub together. And it is. I mean, that's okay. You know, but we judge ourselves now on a daily basis instead of just every once in a while. And that's really hard, because it feels good to get likes on social media, and it feels good to put up this beautifully curated world. But what the problem is that starts to bleed into the real world, right? So now we're making decisions on social media based on what we think people like. And then we start to make decisions in our own life based on what people think, instead of just on what we want to do. So, and the more we do that, the further away we get from our authentic selves. And I get that, right? Because I love pretty pictures. I I think this is a pretty picture of me. And I took 80 selfies to get there, okay? And I filtered it as well. And I got a lot of likes. I got like hundreds of likes on this picture, and I kept checking that red box because it's like dopamine. I mean, they've been scientifically proven. It's like a drug when you see that little red like notification come up like, ooh, that feels so good. I want more of that. Yeah, give me more, right? So soon we start curating these lives that not only are we doing for other people's likes, but we're also creating this utopia that we can't even live up to. So when I go back and I'm only seeing pictures like this, I'm like, whoa, wait, what happened? My life is so messy, and it used to be so good. But that's not reality. But that's what I start to think. So after I post pictures like this, I feel like this is a lie, because I knew that this is the one day in 3 weeks that I had put on makeup, I had showered, I'd say that I had shaved my armpits, but I know that's not true. So the very next day, I went into work because I feel like I have a social responsibility, right, to represent myself as someone who is true to who they are. And I posted this picture. And you know what? I love that Brooke. I love that Brooke as much as I love the other Brooke. And there's such a release in just saying, like, here I am, take it or leave it. Because when you really, like, love yourself, it doesn't matter who leaves it. And I think that's one of the hardest pieces I've had to put together in terms of being my authentic self, right? It's not about getting everybody to like you. It's about you liking you. And that's all that matters in the end, is you liking you. So I was thinking about that, and like that's a really vague, like self-helpy book type of idea. I'm not really into self-helpy books because I don't feel like they give me any action points. And I'm someone that needs some like action points. So I was thinking about what I do to love myself every day. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. Don't be scared of the next slide. But I will say I also think that helps, okay? Okay, how to love yourself more, because that's how you get to be your authentic self, right? Look at, that's so innocent. There I am, with my right wonky eye. So you, get this, accept compliments, you guys. I know, it's a pretty radical thing to do. Instead of arguing with somebody, say thank you. And if you're feeling like a real badass, then maybe you even agree with them. You're like, yeah, you're right. I am smart. Thank you. I think that that's really good. And the thing is even if you don't actually agree with them, it's kind of a fake it till you make it type situation, right? Because if you tell yourself something over and over and over again, you'll eventually believe it to be real. Okay, journal. And this is not, I think, why you probably assume I wrote down journal. I like to journal because I like to go back and read old journal entries and see just how dramatic I really am. Because I write like the world is ending about every week. And about how I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and what does it all mean, and I'm not being a good mom. And then I go back and read it, I'm like, oh God, Brooke, chill out. It really is not that big of a deal. And that helps me remember in the future, like, oh, things happen, and I can get through them, and that's fine. Okay, the swimsuit theory. This one is just about being kind to yourself and not putting yourself in dumb situations, okay? Don't try on a swimsuit in fluorescent lighting. Ever. That's just stupid. That is what 2-day delivery, a bottle of wine, and candlelight are for. And that is okay. We all look good in candlelight. Okay, yoga or running or jazzercise or trampoline jumping, whatever it is, do something that makes yourself sweat a little bit. And do it not because you want to be skinny, because that's not a sustainable goal, okay? Your weight's going to fluctuate your whole life if you're built like me. My dad's told me since I was a young age that I was built short and stocky like the rest of the family, that I'm good German working stock. You know what? You work with what you got, and that's fine. But do work out, do something to get your blood moving, and do it because you want to be strong and you want to feel strong. Volunteer, that one's pretty self-explanatory. It just makes you feel good doing good for others. Kind of a selfish reason, but it's okay. Everybody wins in the end. And then don't beat yourself up if you only do one thing on the list, okay? Because life is hard, and we need to be patient with ourselves. Oh, and you know what? If you do the journal thing like once a month, whatever, it's good enough. Okay, and last, and I really think the most important thing about being your authentic self, I really do, is the ability to laugh at yourself. You've read the sign at this point, right? You don't believe it, do you? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. That's the thing, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's funny. That's why I put it on social media. It's funny. As my favorite band, the Indigo Girls, once said, you have to laugh at yourself because you'd cry your eyes out if you didn't. And that's me, you guys. And I just want to say, I really appreciated the time tonight. I really love all of you, and I hope you can love yourselves a little bit more. And don't worry so much about social media.